What is going on, guys? So today we're going to be checking out a super fun and exciting product. I love testing it out and I love making this video, but I'm excited to kind of share my thoughts with you guys about the VARUN 500 watts foldable e-bike. So with that said, let's check it out. Now, before we dive in, I do want to mention that this product was sent to us by the brand to check out, but that by no means affects any part of this review whatsoever. This is my honest feedback about a ultimately really fun product. Now, after using this bike for a little while here, I will definitely say that this is made for modern life. This is equipped with a 500 watt motor, peaking at 750 watts. This bike has 3 riding modes. You've got electric, pedal assist, and standard traditional pedal style biking. Now, whether you're looking for a bike to commute to work, leisurely rides through the park, or an adventurous trip on a mountain trail, this bike actually does really well in all 3 locations. Now, the VARUN electric bike is designed for long-lasting adventures, so that you can quickly charge this thing in about 4 to 6 hours, reaching speeds of 20 plus miles per hour with travel range of 40 to 50 plus miles, depending on whether you're doing the pedal assist or you're going full electric. Obviously the weight, I'm a really big guy. I'm probably gonna slow this thing down quite a bit. So range is gonna be affected, but there's a lot of factors that affect range, but ultimately 20 miles round trip should be the base that you should get on a full charge, which is pretty awesome. Now, this thing is secure. It's got a built-in key lock. So what's great about that is when you're done riding the bike, you can turn it off, take the key off. You can't start it without the battery, without the key in there. So it is a great safety feature there. So you can lock the bike up, take the key out. You know that no one's gonna be able to get on that thing and just drive away with it with its electric. They still can't ride it. It still is a standard bike, so that's just something to consider. However, that does have that anti-theft functionality. Because the bike does weigh a pretty good amount, it would be very obnoxious to try and steal it. But I will say it is possible, but I love that function of being able to turn the battery off to shut that off and kind of keep it a little bit more secure, which was really nice. The other thing that was great is that the electric motor on this is like dead silent. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I've got some thoughts about how I could use this locally. You know, I'm a big time hunter, and so for me, doing something like this, being able to ride out into the country a little bit and be able to do that without causing any sound issues whatsoever is super intriguing. But overall, this thing is an absolute blast and it has a ton of great features. Now, one thing I do want to draw attention to is that this is a folding bike, and the idea between the folding bike is basically that you can fold this thing in half and it gets into a much more compact size. However, it is still pretty darn heavy. I'm a big guy. I had a kind of a hard time just kind of getting it, managing it, moving it around, putting it in the back of my truck and taking it out and kind of unfolding and folding it. It is cumbersome. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even though it's folding, it's designed to fold up and things like that, I probably will keep it in its unfolded state more often than not. I could see being able to, if you're gonna be doing some traveling, you're gonna try and go, for a long distance and then get somewhere and then ride. That's definitely, you can put this in the back of your truck, you can put it in your trunk, you can do things like that. I just felt like it is just kind of a heavy device. I mean, with an electric motor, which just weigh a lot, a large battery, which weighs a lot, this isn't the lightest device. And so keeping that in mind, it folds, but it is a bit cumbersome. Now, that being said, once you get this thing fired up, out of the box, installation was pretty easy. I got it put together following the instructions and kind of figuring everything out in about 30 to 35 minutes. The video that I'm gonna show you here is obviously just, it's sped up, but I got this thing put together by myself pretty quickly. This is only the second time I've ever put together one of these bikes. So honestly, I'm not a pro. It did take me a little time to figure some of the stuff out, but it does come roughly 80% fully kind of out of the box ready to go. You just kind of have to put some extra stuff on, put some other accessories on, get everything kind of fired up and plugged in, and you got to charge it. So I let it charge overnight. Didn't really need to do that, but I did. So about 35 minutes to get it set up, then a couple of hours to get charged up, but then you're ready to rock and roll. This thing is very easy to use. It's got multiple speeds modes. It's very simple, very easy to understand. It's got a headlight on there. It's got brake lights on there. It's got a nice little bell on there, which is kind of cool. It's really nice. It does have a nice little cargo rack on the back, which I thought was really fancy as well. So if you do want to, if you're going to be traveling into work, you could put your backpack or your bag or your briefcase on the back of this thing and strap it down, which is fantastic. So overall, they've done a really good job with the overall design of functionality. But ultimately, this thing can get going pretty fast, especially with the pedal assist. You put it up on a high gear if you're on a nice flat road, you put it up to the maximum speed. Man, this thing really cranks. It's very fast. It's got front and rear brakes. They do a great job slowing even a really big guy like me down. So overall, overall functionality, this thing is absolutely fantastic. Now, the other thing that's really nice about this is when you talk about bumps, this thing has advanced hydraulic fork suspension. So whether day or night, you've got a nice bright LED, and if you hit any bumps and things like that, it actually handles them pretty well. The other thing that I did like is it does have the ability to lock the suspension. I'm not really sure exactly personally, because I'm not a bike guy, why you would do that and when you would do that. However, you can if you would like to. So if you're worried about the suspension or you don't want to use the suspension at any given moment, you're just going to be on flat roads the whole time, you can go ahead and lock that, which is very simple. It's a nice little switch on the top of the suspension rod there. So very straightforward. So I would say, full review on this, absolutely a fantastic piece of equipment. This thing is super, super fun. It's really easy, in the general sense of things, it's very easy to put together, very easy to figure out functionality wise. It's very straightforward. It works really well, feels really safe. It's got nice weight to it, so it feels like it's going to kind of keep you in control. Nice big fat wheels, off-road, no problem. On-road, super simple. This thing gets the job done. The only complaint, and I think this is just going to be across the board when you're looking at electric bikes, is the weight, right? This isn't the lightest piece of equipment. This is going to be kind of a beast. It does weigh a lot. It feels heavy. It can be kind of cumbersome to take, to move around and things like that. However, if you're just going to park this in your garage or your apartment or things like that, you're going to be good to go. No problem at all. If you're not going to be folding it up and lifting it up and moving it around, you're just going to be driving it from point A to point B and back again. This thing is absolutely fantastic. Super, super fun. I'm 6'3", 250 pounds, and it had no problem with me. I felt like I fit on it very, very well. All the adjustments for the seats and handlebars were there. Everything I needed to make it fit and work. Overall, just an absolute blast. So if you're in the market for a great electric bike, definitely consider checking this one out. But guys, as usual, I hope this video was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next one.